I did 6 months solitary confinement when
For real?
I got picked up by Homeland.
A
couple years ago.
6 months?
In solitary.
Yeah, straight solitary. God is great though. Wrote my book in that puppy.
Man.
Bro, I did that shit for a couple hours, cuz, and was losing my fucking mind. So I can only imagine.
The drunk tank is not the same.
I'm not saying.
I was in a drunk tank by myself.
Right.
I almost lost it.
With
Hey,
12
man.
other nobodies. You're
No,
stupid.
I wasn't in the tank.
I can't stand you. Let's start. Sonic Cast time. You got your girl Sana. What's up?
It's popping. DC is
You
chilling.
playing Find the G-Biz.
You want to introduce yourself?
I am Michael Blanco.
Corleone
Yeah,
Blanco.
say the
I am
whole
Michael
name,
Corleone Blanco, the youngest member of the Blanco family.
which is crazy to have him even sitting here.
Man.
Like, I can't imagine some of the things you know and seen and have been a part of and everything with your mom being who she is.
I've seen a lot.
I bet. I bet. And then now they're going to put it all on the screen. Not all of it, but they're, you're doing
Somewhat.
this Cartel Crew show with VH1.
Yes, I am. It's a journey. It's different than what I'm used to. Our thing, consultation, production. I've worked on scripted television a lot, and it's awesome. I'm just gonna be quite blunt. It's a little tough, but you know what? Everybody at VH1, big fish, great people, treat us very well.
That's dope.
How's the experience being on the show? Kind of talking about things that may have been in your past, but at the same time, keeping up with the code though. Because I'm pretty sure you got producers and people who are trying to say like, oh man, well, why can't dig in a little bit deeper? And you like, hey man, I really ain't trying to.
Definitely. There's certain things that you can't articulate. I mean, I got over that bump long time ago because I've been in the business for a while. I've done a lot of documentarial footage and I've done consultation since 2009 on scripts and shit. But when it comes to in your face asking those questions, you just got to hold your honor as a man and know certain things you can't talk about just out of respect for certain individuals.
Yeah.
Certain things that I will never talk about in my life. Yeah. Most of it's an open book, though. It's on TV, and I keep it real. I keep it 100. Me and my wife, Little Miss Monroe, we have that understanding that if you're doing me the honor of letting me come into your home every Monday night, 9 p.m. VH1, then I'm going to do you the honor, of not sugarcoating this.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it real with you, and my wife keeps it real, So, yeah, we're the realest Colombians on TV.
We know Griselda, how we know her, from what we know. You know what I'm saying? She was a mom, though, obviously, too. You're her youngest son.
She was my jefita, my gordita.
So that's what I want to hear about, like, being her baby. Like, people knew her as a murderer, as a drug queen, and all these other things. How did you know her?
My mother gave me breast milk from her breast. She was my mom, She was my best friend. In my adulthood, when she was released, she became my consultant in business, everything. But my mom was the love of my life, bro.
Yeah.
To this day, I talk to her. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I can certainly
That's
empathize
real
with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, that's
We
crazy.
both lost our moms,
Yeah.
too. It's something you never get over,
feel
no
you.
matter
No,
who they
yeah.
were to other people. Like,
Definitely.
that's the beginning and end of life for you, period.
Yeah.
So
How is it like watching like documentaries like Cocaine Cowboys and all this other stuff, and folks talk about how they were like affected from her business and things that she had like going on? Like, do you look at it and you like ever watch it and be like, damn, like I can't believe that like these people are looking at my family in that light, or like how do you ever how does it affect you?
As a person that's been affected by so many things in my life, and then having to become part of an entity like in this corporate stuff, I learned that I have to separate my emotional ties to certain things in order to conduct my business correctly.
Yeah.
So I don't brush off stuff, but I understand that we live in a free country and people have the right to voice their opinion. I understand what's bullshit and what's public record.
Right. Yeah.
So I understand what the value of that information that has been given for that production is. And then I understand the value that we, the actual family members and people, bring to the table, because we have to deliver the correct story, because then I'd be lying to myself if I wouldn't deliver the correct story about my mother. So I don't hate on other stuff that I've seen, but I laugh sometimes. and say, wow, where the hell did they get
The
that
made
from?
up stuff.
Yeah, because what? Because that's funny, yeah. But let me tell you a little something more that's going to shock you. Like stories about my brothers. You know, my brother Chiqui Blanco was the prince of cocaine. He basically flooded San Francisco, Oakland, Beverly Hills with cocaine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and other stories like that we are out here working with certain individuals to do certain things. But it's better from the horse's mouth is what I'm trying to say.
Is that your purpose behind doing all of this stuff, to put some of that phony stuff and those myths about what happened?
Yeah, you have to, because you know what? Sometimes it hurts your feelings because that's
Yeah.
my mom, that's my
Exactly.
gordita. You know, and my brothers died in machine gun fire.
Man.
You know, so I like to humanize my family a little more than everybody villainizes my family.
Yeah.
That's the truth. I'm going to be honest with you. I know my mother wasn't a saint. You know that, and I wouldn't sugarcoat that. But damn it, that's my mama.
All day
Right.
long. That's all you know.
Right.
You know?
How is it having like discussions with some of the other like cast members on the show? Like, who else is on the show?
Man,
Like, how-
we got everybody from my wife, Little Miss Monroe. She grew up, you know, in
Little Miss Monroe. I love that.
You love it. She's awesome. Tattoo baby. She's a Colombian lady. She was on Ink Master, Black Ink. She has ties. Her father was assassinated in Queens, New York. Steph Music, she's signed to Young Money. She's a rapper. My business partner, Money Making Magic. He's on it. We got Carlos. He's a Mexican American. I am Lowe's. And other people, Nicole's on it. She's a Colombian lady from Queens, New York. And a lot of us have survived a traumatic life, to say the least, you know? And we all get along, man. The relationships are good until they get bad, you know?
And that's hard, right? Because you know, in part of that bad, like some folks have been different people in their earlier lives, you know, and because your families are who they are, like how do you then settle those issues without it being like, hey, yo, check this out? You know what I mean?
Listen to me. Yeah, it gets to the point that I have to stop myself because I've done it. You know, I went to jail for that shit, so I ain't doing it again.
Right.
Yeah, and nobody deserves to be. I let everybody knows what there's certain lines that we cannot pass, and there's certain lines that if you know me well, I'm not gonna let you do it. And if I let you get away with it once, there's not gonna be a second time. There won't. I am who I am. I respect every person doing their business, but so much on the show, it's a little different. Me personally, man, I'm from the Bay Area, man. You know, and Miami. I'm a G. I don't like to get involved in woman stuff. Yo, I'm gonna let you ladies figure it out. Yeah.
Right.
When you girls want to break some bread, let me know, and we'll take it from there.
All right, you got to keep it player.
Yeah.
Right. And when you talk about Bay Area ties, we know heavily that your mom was, you know, out here, and you had a lot of folks and connections out this way. So how often do you get to like come back to the Bay? I see you got my man
Burner's in the building. You know, Uncle Burner's out here. That's my partner, man. That's my motherfucking brother. Burner's always supported us. Gold Toes, you know, Gold Toes helped solidify our relationship, and Big Burn has always given the little guy some help. You smell me? He believed in our brand. He said, yo, you guys are up to something. It's all about love and trust. It hasn't really been anything that other people might believe. It's always been about what can we visualize for the future. And the future, fast forward 3 years, is now. So, yeah, out here working on some things with Uncle Burner, man. Cookies SF, that's my people's, man.
I was looking at your Pure Blanco
The puro.
El puré.
Man.
clothing line over here. It's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie, I want one of those hoodies with your mom's face on it.
I got you.
So
We brought
whenever
you a
you
little
want to send those to 340 Townsend,
He like,
let me get that.
like,
Though.
that ain't nothing.
That's dope that you've turned, you know, what you know and what your family has as their name, what it's attached to
Thank you.
to something positive now in 2019. Do you feel like knowing your mom, how you know her, did it continue to go out of greed, or was it something that? How am I trying to say this? So, you know, in the movies, they like depict it to where you get to a point you can't get out.
Yeah.
Right.
Even if she
that
wanted
ambition,
to.
Right.
Yeah.
And was like, I just want to take care of my babies.
When
And
you
that's all I want to do. I don't want to be a part of this no more.
Yeah.
You reach a point where you can't do that without being...
You see rappers, you see entities that have metamorphosized into something. You see a person that's worth $200 million.
Right.
They're like, yo, why do you keep going?
Right.
Are you all right? Are you keeping on with your ambition? In La Vida en Narco and Mi Vida en Narco, you got a whole different issue in that. You see in the corporate world, the day you want to take over, you want to sell your stocks, you're out.
Right.
You know, yo, take over my company. I love you. Here you go while I sit on my ass and relax, right? When you're such an empress like my mother was, and not just the plug, no, not the plug, the pioneer inventor of the drug routes, crack cocaine, the lady that the word drug trafficking was coined after, because she was the first person to put a brick on a boat and traffic it to the United States. That's where drug trafficking comes from. When she was so powerful that how do you get out? Why? We already want to kill you anyway, and your children and your children's children. So we're gonna kill you anyway. So what are you gonna do? She had no choice but to take it to the wall, and she had no choice to be like, listen, what? I don't bow down to Pablo. I'm not bowing down to nobody yet. I will be who I am as long as my children are protected. And if I have to erase my competition to do that, then I'm erasing everybody. But her primary objective was, after seeing her brother killed, her sisters killed, her best friends, hairdressers killed that knew her. You know, you get it? Like they had a bounty on all of us. So my mother's like, what? All right, let's just make a list.
Take them out one by one, or all at the same time. That's so crazy. I can't even, for people like us, even Burner, like I can't imagine. And he's seen some shit, but not like you have, right? Or Gold Toes too. You've seen some shit, but this is next. This is like, I can't even imagine how
it's a little
how
shocking.
you even see life right now.
Me and Burn were just talking about some stuff like that, like security. It's a different age, and that's what he was explaining to me. And I was going back and forth with him. It's a different time. I'm covered by the blood of Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want everybody to know that. You feel me? Fear don't live here. I'm Griselda's son. I've seen it all. That being said, I fear the wrath of God.
Yeah, because we all got a date. Yeah, man.
Do you feel like, based on things that not only kind of the ways that your family has impacted communities and things that you've done in your past, do you feel like you now owe communities in general to do things a lot differently?
Definitely, my brother.
And to be that example?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at my gym in Miami, we work my ministry to local youth, Dragon Martial Arts Academy. We have certain pastors come in. I train with youth the art of Muay Thai. I express myself in mixed martial arts for the last 10, 12 years. My kids are amateur fighters. My children are amateur fighters. Some of us are Christians, some of us aren't. Some, believe it or not, I have law enforcement come in. I train with law enforcement, you know. They take care of the kids. We all have the same thing. We like to express ourselves, to give back to the community. And I apologize not only to the people that have been affected by the cocaine drug wars, the crack epidemics, the genocide, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, that happened in the 80s.
Right.
You have to be apologetic because I myself am a victim.
Been affected,
my father was murdered in front of me. My mother was murdered. My brothers were murdered. My aunts, uncles, cousins, best friends, name it.
Right.
22 members of my direct family were killed. You get it? So I understand when it hurts, and I've seen addiction. And I've seen what it does to families. So I will forever be humble and apologetic of that. That's the truth. Now, when it gets to my mama stuff, that's when you take shit a little surfer, because it takes stuff.
No, you're good. You're good. It's a podcast. You can cuss all day long.
Yeah. But that's where your heart lies, and that's always gonna be your passion. I understand that.
Definitely, man. These kids are the future, bro. And even some type of people in the music game that like to glorify. I like to glorify the era, this, and that. But I know the outcome of what happens. So my primary message to the youth is that, you see me out here doing this corporate stuff. You see me on TV. You see me getting this money from something that was negative, and we turn it to a positive. But listen, young man and young lady, there is no friends in the streets.
Man.
So is this like a little bit of what we gonna catch on the show?
That Pure Blanco, my business partner, Money Making Magic's, his hit song, on the way up. We be out there in Miami with Epidemics, so we're pushing him, pushing the brand, the ladies and their thing. They all have their entities. They're strong empowered Latin women, to see these women, you know, entrepreneur their business, to see their artistic expression, it blows your mind. You see that, and you see a lot of drama. Next episode's gonna be real good. Real good. You guys gotta tune in. Yeah.
He said that like it was about to be some smoke.
Right.
We about to turn in.
Like,
Definitely, man.
say mob wives ain't got shit on us. Boy.
Yeah, believe it or not, one of the executive producer, the boss lady on my show is the inventor of Mob Wives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's
Don't
what's
take
up.
any disrespect by this question, but why do you think you're here right now? You just said all your family, like a lot of people.
God, by the grace of God. You know, I've seen it all. I've seen them drop right next to me.
Man.
Yeah.
You said your dad, we were talking about how in the story, the stories about your mom that had been depicted on TV before, somebody said that she's the one who had your father killed?
You know what? I really don't state that verbally or publicly. I've learned over the years, I've been told by people that it was Rafa and certain enemies. That I was there. So
Yeah, you just said.
yeah,
right
and then
from-
I've been told other things when I've expressed and asked the question to family members, including my mother. I learned that it was a line that I could only touch with her, and then I would never touch it again. That being said, they were both my best friends.
Yeah.
That being said, my mama raised me, and I cannot condemn her, him, or his enemies, because if they were responsible for his murder, it was different time. It was a different era.
Yeah.
Back then, Mafia, El Cartel de Medellín and nuestros carteles were different. There was no rules. What would a mother do to protect her child? I know how I'll protect my children, you know. That being said,
anything you got to do.
yeah.
Yeah. I respect that.
Thank you.
It's just one of the stories I guess they depicted in a docuseries before. So,
Yeah.
you know, I guess, I don't know.
Well, I'm certainly happy to see you out here.
Man, I appreciate you
walking,
guys for
breathing,
having
and
me.
living,
Thank
man.
you.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Thank you.
you certainly have a story to tell, and
Yeah.
your family has forever been cemented in not only just American culture, Colombian culture, but world culture. Because it's something that folks have all been affected by, and we've all seen the documentaries, seen the stories. So, I mean, thank you just for coming and
Thank you,
chopping it up
man.
with
The
us,
Blancos are back in the Bay, man. We doing the damn thing. All I gotta say, I love San Francisco.
The Blancos is back, boy.
Well, say it like that.
We out here, man.
What?
Shout out to Cookie. Shout out to Burner, man. Stingy in the building, Magics, everybody. Listen to me. My family loved the Bay Area. We lived here all my life. You know, I grew up in Morgan Hill, California. You know, I'm from
That's-
the
I didn't know.
408,
That's
and
crazy.
I went to school at Britain and South County Community Schools when I got kicked out of the other schools. And my heart has always been here. To the tranquility that Northern California brings to my heart is incredible, man. My mama moved here because of that. And yeah, she wasn't out and about too much, but my brother Cheeky, my brother Dixon, they were Bay Area boys.
Running around the streets.
Yeah, hell yeah. Them boys out here. Mission District, Hayden Ashbury, they were everywhere. Yeah.
I know you were saying for VH1 they were trying to get you to talk about Trump and this wall thing. Is there anything that you can tell us how you feel about what's going on?
Man, honestly, my whole outlook is on it is that we're living in 2019, and this country is a country that was built on immigrants. If you see everything to this day, you know, we coexist with each other. In the immortal words of Ronnie King, why can't we just all get along? Why can't everybody love each other? Let's create love, not hate. There shouldn't be walls separate, you know, and we should be united, especially Latinos being able to see their family. When you see kids being torn away from their mother, I was that kid, and it was heartbreaking. And I just want to express my love to everybody and have that brought back. You know, it's 2019, buddy. What happens next? We're living in the future, you know? It's time to unite.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, that's deep. So when does this show start? Let me see.
It's already
What's
on.
Show
now?
start, yeah. We're on the 4th episode. Monday's the
Oh, I'm
4th
missing
episode.
everything.
Don't worry about it. Just tune in because you're gonna love it. And you know, just happy to be on it. Tough show, tough things.
I bet. I mean, even sitting here talking to us, like
You can feel the drainage.
it's rough
Hey.
for you.
Yeah,
It's-
it was.
and you got to relive so many things that
Yeah.
you're not trying to let go of, but just to.
But
have
you got to
tell
keep
the
it real
story
for the
again.
viewers,
Yeah.
100%. And you know what? I'm a viewer. I was that guy. You guys are into radio. You listen to other shows.
Yeah.
My thing is film, TV. So just to see it is like, listen, what? It was a little rough, but I'll give it to everybody because we did the damn thing. As a viewer, I'm going to keep it real for my viewers. And we kept it real. You know, my wife don't play. That's all I got to say. Tune in Monday, 9 p.m., VH1, Cartel Crew. You know, we out here, man.
And
Pure
some
Blanco.
collabs with Burner over here for cookies, too.
Yeah, definitely. We got a couple things with the big Pescal out here. You know, that's family, and we might be doing a little film. That's all I can say. Yeah.
All right, what's up with the cameos? You know.
Shout out to my management, GT, right here. Gold Toes, the world famous Gold Toes, always holding me down from the gate, man. For the last 4 years, that man's been in my corner, along with my business partner, Magic. Check his music out. And for booking, book Cartel Crew at Gmail.
That's dope, man. It's been a blessing to have you here today.
Thank you guys for having me, for real, man. Bottom of my heart.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Thank you, bro.
man.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate it.